Hello and welcome to another episode. My name is Alan, and today we continue in our series about congressional donors. As always, I have my notes. So let's go ahead and hop right into this. To start out with, we're going to talk about Representative John Bergman. He's 72-year-old and he represents the 1st District of Michigan. He is a Republican, and he's serving his 2nd term in office as a U.S. representative. Now, before he was the 1st District's representative in the U.S. Senate, he was in the U.S. Marines from 1969 to 2009. And before becoming a lieutenant. So, thank you for your service. And after he got out, he was a commercial pilot as well as a business owner. Currently in the House of Representatives, he serves on the committees for Budget, Natural Resources, and on the Committee for Veterans Affairs. So he serves on those 3 committees. Now, let's take a look at his top 5 individual donors. Number 1 is Amway Altacorp Incorporated. Although Altacorp has numerous businesses, the Amway subdivision is in the hotel business, and it is based in Ada, Michigan. Thus, the connection to the representative. As I said, he represents the 1st District of Michigan, and Amway Altacorp is based in Michigan. Amway Altacorp Incorporated donated $25,300 to his campaign. His 2nd largest donor, Rock Holdings. They are a mortgage lender that operates through its subsidiaries and is headquartered in Detroit, Michigan. And they donated $16,000 to him and his campaign. At number 3, CMS Energy. They are an energy company focused principally on utility operations, providing electricity and natural gas to more than 6 million of Michigan's 10 million residents. And they are based in Jackson, Michigan. And they donated $14,250. Number 4, PBS Chemicals. They manufacture, distribute, and market chemicals like sulfur, sulfuric acid, ammonium thiosulfate, and others. And they're based in Detroit, Michigan. They donated a total of $13,500. And number 5 is Delta Airlines. This is the only one that's not based in Michigan. They're one of the largest U.S. airlines, and they're actually based in Atlanta, Georgia. They donated a total of $12,500. Now, his top 5 industry donors. Number 1, leadership PACs. I'm really hesitant to see anything good in most of these political action committees because they look to serve one party or the other rather than the actual people. So, I'm not a big fan of PACs, no matter what kind of PACs they may be. But anyway, leadership PACs donated a total of $158,662 to him and his campaign. So 158,662. Almost $160,000. That's his top industry. Number 2 is half that, with retired, donating $81,495. Number 3, real estate, with $54,050. And number 4, health professionals, $47,675. And his number 5 industry donor is electric utilities, which donated $39,750. Now, that's everything for John Bergman. The next person we want to speak about is Jamie Herrara-Beutler. And she is 40-year-old and a representative of Washington's 3rd District. And again, we are talking about the state, since D.C. only has, I believe, 1 representative. Now, she is a Republican, and she is serving her 5th term. So she's been in as a representative for, this is her 5th term now. At the end of it, it'll be 10 years. Now, she served on the staff of Kathy McMorris Rogers, was a Washington state representative. So she served in both Washington's state House, as well as serving as a staff member for a national congresswoman. Now, the committee she's on in the House are only one: appropriations. Let's talk about her top 5 industry donors. At number 1, Fisher Investments. They are an investment firm with billions in assets and are based in Camas, Washington. They donated a total of $21,600. Her second largest individual donor, Trident Seafoods. They are a seafood company in the United States, the largest in the United States. And they are based in Seattle, Washington. They donated a total of $21,200. Next up is DaVita Incorporated. And they provide kidney dialysis services for patients suffering from chronic kidney failure or end-stage renal disease. But they're based in Denver, Colorado. And they donated a total of $20,900. Her fourth largest individual donor is Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they are a federation of 36 separate health insurance organizations and companies. It is headquartered in Chicago, Illinois, and it donated a total of $20,150. Her fifth largest individual donor, Weyerhaeuser Incorporated, and they are one of the world's largest private owners of timberlands, owning and controlling 12.4 million acres of timberland in the U.S. and managing an additional 14 million acres in Canada. And they're based in Seattle, Washington. They donated a total of $18,650. Now, let's look at her top 5 industry donors. Number 1, retired. That's good. I'll always approve of a candidate who helps the retired or helps organizations for the retired. You should help the retired, our soldiers, so on. It should all be about the people, not companies. But anyway, from that industry, she gets a total of $218,664. Her second largest industry donor, which is Leadership PACs, switched around from the last representative. But anyway, from Leadership PACs, she gets $213,832. At number 3, real estate. And they donated $102,660. Her fourth largest industry donor is food and beverage, and they donated $95,725. And at number 5, we have securities and investment, and they donated a total of $80,200. And that was Jamie Herrara-Beutler. Beutler. Not Bueller. Not Ferris Bueller. Jamie Herrara-Beutler. There we go. Now, let's take a look at our third representative, a Mr. Don Beyer. He's 68-year-old and represents the 8th District of Virginia, which kind of confuses me considering the district I live in numerically is right beside the 8th District, but it isn't geographically. It kind of baffles me how they've set that up. I'll have to look further into it, but Don Beyer, as I said, 68-year-old, and he represents the 8th District of Virginia. He is a Democrat, and he is serving his third term. Now, before he was a representative in the House, he was an automobile dealer. He was the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. He was an ambassador to Switzerland and Liechtenstein. So, there's kind of his history there. In the House, he serves on the committees for natural resources and the Committee for Science, Space, and Technology. Now, let's look at his top 5 individual donors. Number 1, Northrop Grumman. And of course, we've seen Northrop Grumman before. They are a global aerospace and defense technology company based in Falls Church, Virginia. And they are one of the largest arms dealers in the world. Again, I've stated it before and I'll state it again. I hate when representatives of our government take money from these large weapon manufacturers and dealers. So, now, the second in individual donors is Aiken Gump et al., which we've seen before as well. Their full name is Aiken Gump Strauss Hauer and Feld, LLP. They are an American international law firm and the most profitable lobbying firm in the U.S., and they are headquartered in Washington, D.C. And they donated a total of $23,793. Next is Dominion Resources, and they are an American power and energy company headquartered in Richmond, Virginia. And they donated a total of $30,340. Now, at number 4, we have Summit Foundation. They are a not-for-profit foundation that focuses on environment, health, and population. and they're based in Washington, D.C. They donated a total of $16,200. And at number 5 for individual donors, we have the other big military contractor in the U.S., Lockheed Martin. It's usually Northrop Grumman and Lockheed Martin when you hear about U.S. military contracts. Lockheed Martin is an American global aerospace, defense, security, and advanced technologies company with worldwide interests. It's headquartered in North Bethesda, Maryland. And they donated a total of $13,275. Now, let's look at his top 5 industry donors. At number 1, lawyers and law firms. They donated a total of $155,753. At number 2, retired. They donated a total of $142,444. At number 3, real estate. They donated a total of $129,407. At number 4, we have automotive, and they donated a total of $91,875. And at number 5, we have business services, which donated a total of $69,046. And that was Don Beyer. Now, our next representative we're going to look at is Andy Biggs. He's 60-year-old, and he represents the 5th District of Arizona. He is a Republican and serving his 2nd term. Before he was a representative in the U.S. Congress, he was a private practice lawyer, member of Arizona's State House of Representatives, as well as a member of the Arizona State Senate. So you can kind of tell most of them tend to come from wealthy professions. You don't see the mechanic or the teacher that often. It's usually they used to be a lawyer, or they used to be a business owner, or they used to be a doctor. Where's our teachers and our mechanics and the everyday people, not the rich and wealthy? Anyway, in the House, he serves on the House Committee of the Judiciary, and he serves on the House Committee for Science, Space, and Technology. Now, our top 5 individual donors for Mr. Biggs. Number 1, a group we've seen before, the House Freedom Fund. They are a group that helps get conservatives elected to Congress. They donated a total of $21,750. Behind them, we have Pinnacle West Capital. They're a utility holding company that owns Arizona Public Service and Bright Canyon Energy and is headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona. And they donated a total of $12,900. Not, I was looking at the two. Anyway, number 3, Boeing Company. They're an American multinational corporation that designs, manufactures, and sells airplanes, rotorcraft, rockets, satellites, and missiles. And they're based in Chicago, Illinois. They donated a total of $12,500. Next is Cox Enterprises. The owners, of course, of Cox Cable. But they're an American conglomerate based near Atlanta, Georgia, dealing with communications and automotive services. They donated a total of $12,250. So we already see that this particular representative seems to get a lot of help from out of state. And at number 5, Northrop Grumman. Again. We seriously need to limit how much these weapons manufacturers can negotiate or donate to our representatives, because clearly they have a lot of pull, too much, I would argue. But anyway, again, Northrop Grumman is a global aerospace and defense technology company based in Falls Church, Virginia, and one of the largest arms traders in the world. And they donated a total of $12,000. Pardon me. Now, let's look at his top 5 industry donors. At number 1, real estate. They donated a total of $51,220. Number 2, retired. They donated a total of $37,800. 3, leadership packs, and they donated $34,250. We seem to see those top 3 a lot: real estate, retired, and leadership packs. I have no qualms with retired being one of them. As I've stated before, anything for the people, I'm all for. But real estate and leadership packs? At number 4, defense aerospace. They donated a total of $26,500. And at number 5, his top 5 industry donors, telecom services. And they donated $26,250. And that was Andy Biggs. Lastly today, let's look at Representative Gus Bilirakis. Again, if I do butcher these names, my apologies. I know this one in particular is of Greek origin, so I'll have some difficulty pronouncing it. But again, Gus Bilirakis, I believe. He's 56-year-old and represents the 12th District of Florida. He is a Republican, and he is serving his 7th term. Before he was a U.S. representative, he was a private practice lawyer. He was a member of the Florida State House of Representatives. So, in the House, he's on the Committee for Energy and Commerce, as well as the House Committee for Veterans Affairs. Now, with that said, let's look at his top 5 individual donors. Number 1 is Florida Cancer Specialists, and they're an organization of healthcare professionals who focus on cancer in Florida, or at least I'm assuming. There's not too much I can find about them, so they donated a total of $47,650. Number 2, Royal Brush Manufacturing. They are a company that manufactures art and beauty products such as brushes, color pencils, easels, painting products, and sponges. And it is headquartered in Munster, Florida. They donated a total of $21,522. At number 3, again, we have Blue Cross Blue Shield. And they are a federation of 36 separate health insurance companies and organizations, and are headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. They donated a total of $16,750. Number 4 is Red Apple Group. They donated a total of $16,200, but they are a organization that operates supermarkets and convenience stores, provides oil refining services, retails petroleum products, publishes newspapers, and leases aircraft. So quite a bit of different things there. They're based in New York City, New York. And his fifth largest individual donor, my apologies, is Amscot Financial, an American financial services company headquartered in Tampa Bay, Florida. And they donated a total of $15,800. Now let's take a look at his top 5 industry donors. Number 1, health professionals. They donated a total of $288,179. Then it's quite the drop off at number 2, retired, who donated $88,219. At number 3, pharmaceuticals and health products, who donated $77,950. At number 4, real estate, who donated $77,422. And at number 5, lawyers and law firms, who donated $72,600. And that was Gus Bilirakis. As always, we need to try to hold all representatives in our government, whether they work in the House of Representatives or the Senate, whether they are the president, they all need to be held to account. They need to start working for the people, because unfortunately we do live in a second Gilded Age that we need to get out of. But as always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Always good to have the information, to be able to find the information, to decipher the information, and to know when it's false and when it's real. But anyway, I'll try to get I'll see you again in the next video. But until then, later.